to tonight's council meeting. My name is Councillor Brett Cunningham and I am the current Mayor of the Golden Plains Shire Council. Tonight this council meeting is taking place with council chambers at the Golden Plains Shire Council Civic Centre in Bannockburn and is open to the public. This meeting is being live streamed in accordance with council's governance rules and I welcome any viewers joining us online. As the meeting is open to the public to attend, if the live stream ceases at any time, the meeting will continue. I'll now recite the opening declaration on behalf of all councillors. We, the councillors of the Golden Plains Shire, declare that we will undertake on every occasion to carry out our duties in the best interest of the community and that our conduct shall maintain the standards of the Code of Good Governance, so that we may faithfully represent and uphold the trust placed in this council by the people of the Golden Plains Shire. Acknowledgement of country. Golden Plains Shire spans the traditional lands of the Wadawurrung and Eastern Mars people. Council acknowledges them as the traditional owners and custodians and pays respects to both Wadawurrung and Eastern Mars elders past, present and emerging. Council also extends that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are part of the Golden Plains Shire. We also acknowledge the nurturing and caring of the lands by the traditional owners for over 60,000 years. Councillors, are there any apologies for this meeting or request of leave of absence? I have an apology for this meeting from Councillor Getson. Councillors, may I ask if there's any declarations of conflict of interest? Now move on to consider the formal agenda. There are a number of people who have registered to make public submissions tonight. After the introduction of each report, I'll call each submitter forward in order they have registered to speak. For those presenting, I would like to remind you of the speaking times allocated. Each presenter may speak for a maximum of 5 minutes, and I ask you to respect that time limit, please. 2 minutes will then be allocated after each submitter to allow councillors to ask the questions of the submitter. I note this is not a time for debate. Councillors, I refer you to business reports for decision. It's the 2024-25 draft annual budget noting of budget submissions. I'll take the agenda as read. The purpose of tonight's meeting is for council to hear submissions relating to the 2024 to 2025 draft annual budget. At the April council meeting, council endorsed the 24-25 draft budget for public exhibition. Engaging and consulting with the community of the draft budget is an important part of the review process, and it's pleasing to note that so many people have engaged in this year's budget process. All submissions will be considered by the councillor group regarding the final budget that will be presented at the meeting of council on June the 25th. 30 public submissions have been received, of which 3 have requested to be heard. I will call each submitter forward in order that they have registered to speak. Gillian Dixon. Gillian has requested to speak, but that's okay. We've received her submission. Elizabeth Bueller. Once again, we've received Elizabeth's submission, which has been read. Vanessa Chernico. I know is here. Welcome, Vanessa.
Good evening, councillors, and through you, Mr Mayor. My name is Vanessa Chernico and I'm the CEO of the Geelong Regional Library Corporation, and I'm also joined tonight by David Simmons, who's our Director of Community Experience. And we are proud to deliver public library services and programs on behalf of Golden Plains Shire. I'd also like to thank Michael, the Interim CEO, for meeting with me and taking time to understand the public library services we deliver on behalf of Golden Plains Shire and how we collaborate with council officers to deliver public library services on behalf of the Shire. Library services to your growing community experiencing the challenges of cost of living increases, work and life balance, social isolation, and needing to be connected in a rapidly changing world that is increasingly online. The Geelong Regional Libraries acknowledge the challenging funding environment that local government in Victoria is faced with and the need for councils to ensure that their community services and programs, including libraries, are providing the greatest value to the community. The Geelong Regional Library Corporation, or GRLC, provides a shared library service to 5 G21 councils. And in the Victoria Auditor General Office Vargo's report, released in 2019, regional library corporations like ourselves are, on average, around 25% more efficient than their single council equivalents, mainly due to economies of scale. In the Golden Plains Shire 2024-25 draft budget, it's noticed that there is a financial saving and service level reduction to the value of $20,000 for library services and a total of $485,000 allocated to library services. This funding allocation is made up of $426,000 allocated to GRLC for the delivery of services and $59,000 allocated to Golden Plains Shire for internal costs related to the service. We, in the development of our draft budget, identified that it was reasonable, given the financial constraints on councils, to only request the rate cap 2.75% increase on funding that was provided to GRLC last year. And last year we only asked for a 2% increase, which was less than the rate cap. With expenses forecast to be higher than 2.75%, this means that we will need to continue to find efficiencies, and we have committed to doing so without impacting the service levels to your community. To maintain current service levels without disruption, GRLC believes it will require the $446,850 for the 2024-25 financial year that is in our draft budget. Whilst a 20% funding reduction or minus 4.5% of funding to maintain current service levels may not seem like a significant amount, it will force a reduction of library services to your growing community. Indicatively, this will result in reduced programming for adults and children, reduced operating hours at the Bannockburn Library, and or potentially the reduction of mobile library stops in the Shire. If Golden Plains Shire adopts a budget that includes this reduction of service, we will of course seek to consult with the community and seek your direction on which services to reduce. This financial year, to the end of February alone, in Golden Plains Shire, the library service has run over 345 programs, attracting 4,771 visits by children and youth, and over 1,500 visits by adults. These sessions include our school holiday programs, Lego Club and toddler sessions, as well as adult programs including book clubs and digital literacy programs. 80% of our budget is spent on our staff, and whilst we will ensure that there are no staff redundancies, the impact will be felt by the team and this reduction to our valued programs and services. We already partner successfully with Council to deliver community programs, including the Dementia Awareness Program, a joint application for the Library's Health and Wellbeing Grants Program, and this grant from the State Library of Victoria and Public Libraries Victoria of over $25,000 was recently acknowledged when Golden Plains Shire won an award. I think it was an LG Pro award. We're very appreciative of Golden Plains' support for their library service, including the replacement of the mobile library truck that is 24 years old, and our new mobile library van is due to hit the road in the next few weeks, and we'll be continuing to work closely with council officers to plan for long-term service and program delivery to those most in need across the Shire within an efficient and cost-effective framework. Geelong Regional Library Corporation therefore recommends that, based on the strong projected financial position of Golden Plains Shire and the increasing population and inevitable community demand in the Shire, that a funding allocation of $446,850 is necessary to support your public library service that contributes to the ongoing health, well-being and prosperity of the growing community now and into the future. Thank you.
Thank you for your submission. Councillors, are there any questions to Vanessa? Councillor Sharkey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Vanessa, are we one of the only members of GRLC that are seeking to reduce services for the 24-25 year?
Yes, the only one.
Sorry. Councillors?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Thank you, Vanessa, for your submission. I was just wondering, you were talking about new planning initiatives for small towns. I was wondering if you could just give us an idea of what you might be planning in that area, please.
Mr Mayor, that will be in working with council officers and executive. So we'll be working with them particularly around the development of the new council plan and our own new library plan, and really understanding what council would like us to be delivering on their behalf, including looking at opportunities where there might be duplication of programs and services, that we can be part of those conversations to make sure that that's where, for example, there can be some efficiencies.
Certainly.
Thank you, through you, Mr Mayor. We know that there are a lot of the numbers have been dropping in the small towns around the Shire. Bannockburn's very fortunate to have a library, yet we haven't built one in Smythesdale, and the centre of the Shire doesn't have one either. But we know that the people in the small towns do appreciate it, but we have so many new residents that don't know about the library service. And I'm just wondering if you could let us know what other initiatives you're going to put in place to inform people that this is out there, and, you know, we need letterbox drops, we need pamphlets, we need posters, we need that sort of thing, because so many new people that have moved, say, from Melbourne into the country don't even know this service exists. Thank you.
And again, through you, Madam Mayor, this is, Mr Mayor, I beg your pardon. This is certainly something that we would work with the council officers and their communications and marketing team, as well as their community development team, to think about how we can do that together and how we can also cross-promote. So we also promote a lot of the programs and services that Golden Plains offer, for example, on our own social media, so we can be cross-pollinating off each other. But equally, it is understanding where those hard-to-reach communities are, and also the particularly vulnerable community members and how we reach them. And there's a variety of ways that we might be able to do that. So if there's some consultation, for example, that's happening with regards to aged care and senior citizens who are still living at home, how do we find out about those people and think about how we can work with council officers to reach them and provide a service to them?
May I respond?
Certainly,
Thank you.
Councillor Kirby.
It's just so I know, in the centre of the Shire and the north of the Shire, a lot of people would not recognise that the Geelong Regional Library van would go to that area because they're more Ballarat-based and not Geelong-based.
Yep.
So just a point of clarity there, so that way you know.
And it is true that library users access libraries within shires that they may not live. They may, for example, go to the Geelong Library or the Lara Library because that's where they catch the train because they commute, and equally they may well access the Ballarat Library too. And so we provide a library service for people who work and play and visit and study in our region who may not actually be residents. So how we work with that community, again, it's very much a conversation with the council executive and leadership team around how we can engage with those communities more and what that looks like. And ultimately, you know, we're having conversations with our member councils around what our service, what our key performance indicators are, if you like, and what council want us to do on their behalf.
Any other questions? If not, I'll thank Vanessa and David for making the time to come to visit us for their presentation. Councillors, we have a recommendation that Council notes the 30 public submissions relating to the 2024-25 draft annual budget. Are there any questions to the Director Gray? If not, I'll remind councillors that the recommendation is only speaking to the motion and submissions. Do I have a mover for the recommendation? Kirby. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Gamble. Councillor Kirby, would you like to speak to the motion, please?
Yes, I'd just like to thank the 32 submissions that were put forward to council. We do realise that a lot of them are regarding the library service and the $20,000 in savings that are trying to be produced within this budget. And once again, council is trying to live within its means, but at the same time, we have to also look at the greater area for the whole Shire, and we know that all these submissions have come from the Bannockburn end. And so, once again, I just thank everyone for putting in a submission.
Councillor Gamble.
Likewise, I'll just like to thank the residents and the stakeholders that took up their time and made submissions. Thank you.
To speak against the motion?
A point of clarity on the comments here. It's a $15,000 saving in the budget, not 20,000.
Council, speak against the motion. If not, Councillor Kirby, I ask you to close.
I just think that going forward, when we have this will come up before us at the June Council meeting, and I think that if there is anyone out there who would also like us to represent their voices, please ring councillors and give us a ring, email us and let us know what you're thinking. So we're here for the community, and that's what we want to hear. We want to hear what you want as residents. Thank you.
Councillors now put the motion. All those in favour? Carried. Thank you. The draft budget incorporating any major changes that will be made since the draft was put out to public consultation will now proceed to the 25th of June 2024 council meeting. As we have no further business tonight, I declare the meeting closed at 6:18.